Reddit, what's the worst thing you ever found out from a game of truth or dare? That being dared to pee on your friend and actually doing it ruins your friendship with them. Well, I found out from a game of truth or dare a girl I truly had no romantic interest in was super into me. The air of expectation after that came out for me to do something or make a move was very disturbing for me. In the end, I didn't do anything. Her friends asked what was up, and I told them the truth and I broke her heart. I felt bad, but shit. It was during a drunken game of kings, and my girlfriend at the time revealed that she to the thought of my best friend her frequently. I overheard it while learning her favorite song on guitar in my bedroom. I was pretty wasted, so it was taking a while to figure out the chords, but once I heard that shit I locked my door and drank myself to sleep. Edit. I'm not trying to be the police or anything. I know all bets are off when it comes to sexual fantasies. It was just a bummer to overhear my girlfriend say something like that, especially in front of our friends. That my friend had randomly decided to wear my underwear one day, had sex in them with another man, and had calmly returned and folded them into a pile of my clean underwear. When I asked him which ones, he asked me why I cared. I did a lot of laundry that night. My best friend was gay. It was a surprise at first, but in the end, we actually became closer friends. Edit. I'm not gay. I accepted that he was and we became better friends. Not in a homosexual way. Also, it wasn't the worst thing but the most significant. I didn't really think about that part. I found out that my younger brother was willing to do anything to impress my friends. He was a freshman while I was a junior. The dare that confirmed that was when he had to plop his balls onto a friend's head. He was dubbed Potato Sack after that. That the Chinese government does not approve of drunk people streaking on their streets. Edit. Okay, so a lot of people apparently cannot see my reply containing this story later in the comment thread, so I'll just post it here. Haha, sorry, I was at work, and I'm on my cell phone on the subway, so bear with me. Anyways, back in high school, I went to an international school in Shanghai. There, China technically has a drinking and smoking age of 18, but really no one gives a fuck, and my friends and I started clubbing around the end of sophomore year of high school. Anyways, fast forward to my friend's 18th birthday party and we rented a hotel room, and got belligerent. We started playing drinking games, like Never Have I Ever and Gay Babo, Korean rock paper scissors, and we must have finished 3 handles amongst the 8 of us. Anyways, we are all thoroughly hammered and we get into a game of truth or dare. Bad fucking idea. See, the problem with truth or dare drunk is that the moral and ethical restraints you have, fucking out the door. People started making out, others were flashing every body part in all its hot, and in some cases, strange homoerotic glory, and it was a shitshow in the best form of the expression. Finally, it landed on me. I picked dare because I'm a fucking idiot and they dared me to go streaking across the street. In my drunken stupor and 18-year-old audacity, I said, let's go bitches. I go to the restroom, change into the hotel bathrobe, and we all go downstairs. You must think the doorman must have thought it strange that a group of foreigner kids were leaving the hotel at midnight reacting of alcohol, all well dressed, except for one fucker in a bathrobe. But no, I guess that's just Friday night. Anyways, they all hide in the corner out of sight as I walk into the empty street. It was relatively empty. I could only hear the sound of cars in the distance going along their way, and the footsteps of native Chinese, going about their night. I walk to the middle of the dimly lit road, hands on the belt of my bathrobe, and welcome our Asian brothers of the East with my naked glory. I hear the roar of laughter from my friends. Some native Chinese guys were laughing along as a group of Chinese girls were cowering in fear. I have become awesome. Destroyer of dignity. Then I heard a ayyyay. I turned around. Oh fuck. Fucking Popo. He was a good 50 meters away. So I used my years of rec and varsity soccer training to get the fuck out of there. I ran down the next block, with the copper in pursuit. I went down a dark alley and thanked the drunk gods. I saw a biggest pile of garbage in a garbage container. I hoisted myself in, and wrapped myself in the bags of compost, unknown liquids, and I'm sure plenty of shit. I wait there for what seemed like eternity, not knowing if the cop was still out there looking for me or if I was in the clear. After what seemed like eternity, I heard my friends calling out my name. I called them back. They came down my alley. I emerged from the garbage, baptized by the pool of filth and shit and trash. My transformation has been complete. In the spectrum of my life's journey, I have now forged my new identity, and that is why my friends call me Dirty Mike. That I was the other woman. Not in Truth or Dare, but a game of Never Have I Ever. The question was about whether or not you've ever been involved in an affair. I said I hadn't, and my boyfriend at the time announced in front of everyone, "Yeah, you have. 2 years ago when we broke up and got back together while I was with Carolyn." That was news to me. I remember her calling him a lot for weeks after we got back together, but he never answered and called her psycho. Ugh. This game almost always ends in a confession that makes everyone uncomfortable. I'd suggest never playing this game with loaded questions. A very good friend of mine confessed he didn't think his dad was his natural father. This goes back to being teenagers and being drunk when playing. Well, everyone kinda clicked when he said it. He had an oval-shaped head, skinny guy with blonde hair. His dad and younger brother were stocky and had a round face and freckles. It was obvious. Just something you don't think about being 16, 17. He went on talking about how his dad never really accepted him, and how he did things for his dad over the years to make him worthy in his eyes, but never got treated the same as his younger brother. Was really sad. I guess at some point people need to get shit off their chest, but this game starts as fun and normally doesn't end well. I got this one. I was about 19, and had never really played it before. Oh, and I was kind of socially awkward. Anyway, big group of people at a friend's apartment decided to play. I can't remember who said what, but it probably went on for only 10 minutes before it comes to my turn. By this point it's kind of clear that our group is not the kind of group that plays Truth or Dare very well, very creatively or with any enthusiasm. In fact, I think we were only playing it because we saw the characters on Friends playing it, but I digress. So anyway, it's my turn, and having completely no idea what to ask anyone to do or say, I ask a pretty girl in the group, who happened to be French Canadian, "What's the most salacious sexual story you have? Did I mention I'm a nerd? Full stop." Anyway, the girl slightly misunderstands salacious and gets upset. "Do you really want to know? Do you really want to know that?" My time to shine. I found out the girl I just started dating had been in a foursome with some 40-year-olds, and she was 20 years old at the time. I thought that it was pretty intense, and this girl is far more experienced than I had previously been led to believe. It wasn't a deal breaker, but it was shocking because I assumed she was rather innocent. I almost got to have a threesome whilst playing Truth or Dare, but passed out. It was New Year's 2001. Had two girls making out with me and each other on my bed in a hotel room during a game of Todd. Next thing I know, I am waking up. I was so crushed that I passed out. They both confirmed it would have happened. Still haven't gotten another chance since then. I guess I found out that sometimes getting super drunk should not be top priority. I found that out, but still haven't learned. We played it at a family gathering once. It was my mom's turn, and being elderly she opted for a truth for fear of her dare being physically rigorous. I laughed and said, "Okay, tell us a truth." She responded, "You were a late term that survived." We don't play Truth or Dare at family gatherings anymore. A friend of mine was playing with some friends. I was there but not participating, and we found out her boyfriend at the time had been in a threesome. The people involved, him, his dad and his mom's best friend. Haven't actually learned anything bad from Truth or Dare, so I'll share best. Hottest girl we were playing with got dared to kiss the hottest guy playing, and she kissed me. Major confidence boost for a high school kid with self-image problems. I've run Tordle.com, Truth or Dare online, for about 10 years now, so I've been indirectly horrified by thousands of terrible things from all of you. Seriously, though, there are lots of really dark things that people like to admit: betrayal, abuse, regret, crimes, and worse. I've posted this before, but I think many of us are just looking for an outlet for our secrets, and Truth or Dare provides a socially acceptable conduit. And people are pretty freaky given the chance. I found out one of my cousins used to watch and pet me in my sleep, dreaming for some kind of eventual romantic relationship. On top of all this, there were a number of creepy little things she liked to do as I slumbered blissfully away. The worst part is after someone jokingly mentioned the idea of cousins having a relationship in Japan being a socially acceptable thing, she legitimately asked, "Will you move to Japan with me?" I found out a guy I'd been dating slept with the skankiest girl at my school. He went to a different school. I had no idea he even knew her. I guess they met through the same mutual friend he and I met through. Ike. We were only 16 at the time, but she'd already been with 15 guys or so. She always relayed her weekend sex stories to us on Mondays. She partied at a local college and claimed to have blown at least 5 guys in one weekend. I personally knew 3 guys she'd slept with already, and she'd been with other guys at our school who she dated. He and I did not have sex, ever.